Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Life. I'm Ann Harder, and it is a joy for me to introduce you to Royce Montgomery. He is a pastor, has been for 26 years in Central Texas. But your background, Royce, is as an entertainer, and that's really how we met.
That's right.
Is doing shows.
Most definitely.
And it's always such a joy to hear you sing, and you have such a variety of styles that you can sing, but I just love to hear you sing Motown.
Oh, yeah. I love the Motown. The My Girl and this. Motown was a great era. I love that music.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it? Well, you have a wonderful show that is going to be November 12th and at the Lee Lockwood Museum, which is a great venue.
Oh, yes.
That's where the Stars Over Texas Jamboree perform. And I know we've done shows together.
Yes.
With them. But this is your very own Royce Montgomery Presents. So, so tell me about the show.
Okay, well, the Lee Lockwood Library Museum is doing a fundraiser this year. So they said, Royce, won't you join in with us? So my church, along with them, we're doing a fundraiser. And what we're doing is we put together a family-friendly show, which includes 2 comedians. And we have several genres of music: country, soul, jazz, Motown, rock, gospel. And so we've got something for everybody, and I think they'll be excited about it.
Well, you know, and all the shows that I have been involved with that you do, and we've done many Christmas shows.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's sort of been a hallmark, is that there's a great variety. That's
the thing. You know, I've performed in Branson back in the 90s, and I saw a lot of the style, the way they put the shows together, and it was something for everybody. And I said, if I ever go back to Waco and put a show, that's what I want. Because everybody left pleased. You know, some of the shows had a little bit of country, had just a little bit of rock, and some of them had that Motown show before I left. And I was like, oh, man, those guys look like the Temptations. And so, we'll get to Waco, we're going to make that happen. So that's what we've been doing for the last few years.
Yes, you certainly have. And so I do want to talk to you more about your wonderful career that you've had in professional music. You mentioned Branson, Missouri, which is the home to just theater after theater after theater. Yeah. And so this was in the 90s. When you were there, what got you there in the first place? Was this something you always had wanted to do?
I had always dreamed of doing this. During that time, High Five was out for Waco. And I told everybody, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. You know, and folks said, oh, you can't do it in Waco. And I kept telling everybody, yes, I know I'm a preacher, I'm pastoring, but I have a passion for bringing people together with love music.
Right.
So I decided one night, this is strange. I had taken a shower, got in the bed, and I got up. My wife said, what's wrong? I said, I've got to go to J.T. McCoy now. And I went there, and when I went there, this particular person was in the audience. I didn't realize he was there. And so they said, what are you going to sing? Can't touch this? What are you going to sing, Motown? I said, no. I sung a Sinatra all the way. And when I sung it, I mean, it was like plates and everything. People stopped eating. They started looking. And this lady came over and said, my boss likes the way you sing. Here's my card. Give me a call. Matter of fact, give me your phone number. And that's when they had them big old cell phones.
Oh, yeah.
And so she gave me her number.
Like a brick.
Yeah. When I got to my job on Monday, and this was like maybe a Friday, well, I gave my work number as well. When I got there, it said, somebody called you like 13 times, Royce. You really need to return the call. So when I returned it and I went there on Sanger Street, I met the guy that was my manager, Brian Pardo, and he said, I want you to quit your job. I want you to sign a contract with me. You go into Branson.
Really?
And this was something you see on TV.
I've never heard this story before. So something just told you, I need to go. And
it was a God thing. And the thing about it was that when it happened, you know, and when he was saying, I want you to sign a contract, the people in the back of him were like he's legitimate. He's legitimate because, you know, I didn't know him. He didn't know me.
Right.
But he was like, man, you have it. And so I didn't know he put me to a test. You heard of Jonesboro, Texas, right?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody in Jonesboro looked like me. Well, you know that, right? Not too many.
Oh, yeah. We did stories about Jonesboro.
So what happened was he said, I'm doing a concert there. Royce, will you come? I've rented a bus and everything. And he said, I've got Jessica Dominguez going to be the opening act. But will you come and bring your mom? Because he heard my mom sing as well.
Oh, good.
And so he said, we went there and I started singing. A lot of cowboys and everybody there. And so they came up and said, boy, we like that Motown, man. Oh, we love that. We love that. I didn't know he had flown some people from some theaters in Branson down to Jonesboro to check me out.
Get out.
And they gave him he'll be okay. And that was it. I couldn't believe it. It's like something you see on TV.
Honestly, I mean, and I've known you a number of years. I have never heard that story before. I'm so glad to hear that. Well, in fact, I'll go ahead and explain some of your professional history. I was not aware of. I mean, I just know you as a great singer and a pastor, and we've known each other, been friends for a long time here in Waco. But I really didn't know about your appearances in Branson and so forth. And you recently were a part of a program for the Brazos Forum.
Oh,
and Nancy
wow.
Moore was sitting right there and was telling me about the Brazos Forum, and I was reading the brochure. I went, Royce did all that. Okay, so let me tell you, I have took some notes. You're a regular cast member of the Ozark Jubilee Theater,
Yes.
which I've been there and did a story on that many years ago. Made guest appearances at the Bob Nichols Theater, Charlie Pride Theater. Yeah. Performed with Barbara Fairchild Gospel Show, opened for the Bobby Blue Band, Blackwood Quartet.
Blackwood Quartet right here in Waco when they came.
I know.
They remember me from Branson. I was like, oh, man. Yeah, this was cool.
Okay, so how long were you there? Was your Branson?
My contract was for 1 year. I went back for a half a year, and I was doing my own freelance. And that's how somebody said, Royce, you know what? You need to do your own show, because what it is, we had a vacancy on a Sunday evening. And they said, Royce, well, you're a pastor in Waco. Won't you bring some gospel? And matter of fact, we'll just turn it over to you. So I said, okay. So I got the Osmond brothers. I got some of these big name people to come be a part of my show.
Did you really?
Yes. And they all came, and I'm like, man, I'm sitting right by you. I should watch you on TV. They said, we're watching you on stage. And that was Jay Osmond, Alan Osmond.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so cool to be able to see people you saw on TV when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And now you're looking right at them. There was a person named Chi Sha Zhaos. I never heard of her, but she was Miss America or something back in the 50s or 60s or whatever it was. But she was there. She did some stuff with Bob Hope. A lot of people came. Royce, we want to be a part of it. And so what we did, we raised money for Taney County. Because I didn't realize that even though Branson get a lot of people coming, they said it was one of the poorest counties. So we raised money, we gave food away, and all of the people from various theaters came over to the Ozark Jubilee Theater, and I put the show together.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
What a great story. What a great story. Well, I know you have a lot of fabulous memories from performing there.
Yes.
Are there any particular songs or something that really sticks in your mind of a show that you did?
That's Life. We did That's Life, and we
That's a
did
great
Georgia. And before I could even
yeah.
get started, Georgia, they'd all be clapping. I don't care if they was from Texas, they'd be clapping Georgia.
I know that tune. They'd hear the opening notes and say, I can name that tune. Well, there's so many great songs that I've heard you perform. But the show that is set for November 12th is going to be a family-friendly show.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
For sure. Tell me about that. I mean, you've even got some children in the cast.
Yeah, we've got some children going to be.
Your grandson?
Grandsons and some of the kids at the church.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. My grandson, he's been playing since he was 1.5 years old. Now, you remember that, right?
I remember seeing him. And now
he's 10 years old now. He is a great drummer. Yeah, he's excited and he's dedicated too. He went to Austin to visit my younger daughter, and it was a Sunday. And so he called his grandmother in Austin and said, hey, I go to church on Sundays. He said, come pick me up. And he went and played at their church.
Oh.
Yeah, most kids would have sat out and said, well, hey, I'm not at Pawpaw's church. I'll just go to Austin and left. He said, no, come pick me up. I play on Sundays.
I play on Sundays.
Yes.
He's that dedicated.
He's dedicated
to his gift that he's
he has a gift.
Not going to hide it under a
he's not going to hide it.
Right?
And he's excited this time because, most of the time I'll let him kind of sit in with older drummers.
Yeah.
And he said, Pawpaw, when am I going to get a chance to do it myself? So this time he's going to do 99% himself. We have one person that's going to be a guest drummer, and that's going to be Kenny Gardell.
Okay.
He's going to come play the drums, and I told him I want to team him up with Jim Chase.
Okay,
so
good.
That's the only song he won't play on.
Well, you mentioned Jim Chase, and he's another musician I've known a long time. Of course, I knew him really originally as a broadcaster. Of course, he was an anchor at Channel 6 a long time ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And anyway, Jim is a great guitarist, and I've heard him play guitar, but I did not know till I saw a Facebook Live you did with him recently that he's going to sing.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be singing. And my brother John, you remember he always does the Prince. I said, we're not going to do the Purple Rain this time, but he's going to do Ray Charles, and he's going to do Chuck Berry.
Oh.
And so you'll be looking out for that duck walk. He gonna do the duck walk. Yes, that's gonna be exciting.
It's going to be so much fun. And not only do you have great music planned and a variety of music, but also some comedians.
Oh yeah, we have Dr. Harrison from Baylor. He's also the pastor of the First Baptist Church there on Jefferson. Well, he's a great comedian as well. He uses PowerPoint, but this time he's going to do some stand up. Yeah. Then we have Byron Sugar Daddy Armstrong, which I didn't even know that he's retired military. Speaks about 2 or 3 different languages. He has everybody laughing all the time. He's going to be there as well. And then what I'm excited about is I went to the Texas Music Cafe or whatever it is, not far from here.
Right.
And I met a guy by the name of Colton Benton. Oh, wow. He's going to do some Garth Brooks. This guy was a great hidden secret, but the secret will be out on the 12th. This guy is good. He's good. And he does a song that relates to family and telling your family that you love them before it's too late.
Yeah.
And so he did this at our rehearsal. Some of the girls were crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said, don't wait too late. He lost his grandmother, I think, a relationship he had that went sour after 8 years. And everything he was just down. And God gave him this song, Don't Wait Too Late, to tell him that you love him. Do it now. And the song is like, when it was the last time. Oh, God. That's going to be the showstopper right there.
Really move people.
Yes.
And so you've got original music. You've got great favorites.
And I got Day Trey. Day Trey. He's going to be doing.
Oh, is he?
We're adding some Nat King Cole. I always do Nat King Cole, but we found out that Day Trey, he has it down. He's a little bit older than me. He has that whole flavor. So he's going to be doing the song Love.
Oh yeah.
And then we're doing a tribute to those who have experienced breast cancer, and we'll have our pink and stuff. Some people have pink on, but we're doing the Minnie Ripton song, Loving You.
Oh, yeah.
And so Linda Crawford from the Anchor newspaper. Oh, wow. Her and Jim Chase are going to do that. He's going to play guitar, and she's going to do it. Wow. So bring your tissue to cry 1 minute, and then you bring your dancing shoes to dance the next minute.
Oh,
but it's gonna have you up and down. It's gonna be good. It's gonna touch your emotions.
And the Lee Lockwood Theater has got a nice space in the front that if you want to dance. So you're saying feel free.
Yes.
Move your feet.
And the food's gonna be great too. We're having it catered, and that's gonna be from 5:45 until 6:45.
Those are $40 tickets.
$40 tickets, but you're gonna have a lot of great food. It's gonna be great.
And be able to meet the cast.
Take pictures, and we have great vendors too. While we were talking a while ago, and that phone call came at somebody from Marlin with the ask, is it too late if they can bring their products?
Oh, good.
And so they're going to have a big booklet of tickets, booklets of different savings, coupons. And so we have paparazzi, the jewelry. We have somebody's going to bring a clothing store is coming. So, hey, it's a lot of people latching on saying, hey, we want to be a part of this. The radio stations are coming on. We're going to give away some tickets. And, of course, some of the TV stations are getting the word out. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a great show. I know there are people that came to the last show that I was a part of that had never heard of you before, and some it was kind of a chance meeting I think they had with you, and came and just were wowed.
Oh,
and
yes.
I know they won't be missing.
But you remember, Ann, when we, some of the people that came to that show, we wind up going to Gatesville?
Yeah.
And you did, was it Doris Day? Who'd you do?
Yes, that was when I had my Doris Day wig.
Yeah,
right.
And then you remember you did Love will keep us together.
Yeah, right.
At one of the shows.
We did a little Captain and
Hey,
Camille,
so I've been excited and I've been honored to have you be a part of the show as well, because she brings
so
life. She transforms from Ann into like these other stars that we've seen.
Carole King. I've done
that's
Carole
right.
King.
Oh, that's the one I like. I feel the earth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you
that's
always like that one. Do you have a Christmas show coming up? Are you thinking about
this year?
doing
What we've done, there's a place, the multi-purpose building there in East Waco.
Right.
I did a Soulful Christmas about 4 years ago, and that neighborhood association got in with me. And they said, Royce, if we'll go ahead and sponsor that again, will you bring some music, put it together? So December the 17th, I'm going to go over. It won't be my show, but I'm going to try to solicit other people, kids, adults, seniors that have talent, have like this big citywide talent show.
That'll be
and
great.
We'll have food and free food, won't charge for anything, and just bring everybody together because they want to do something on the east side. And so I said, hey, I'll go to whatever side of town. We're just going to bring everybody together.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's wonderful.
And that's December 17th.
Yeah, that another one to mark your calendar for sure. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more with Royce and get to know him even a little bit better. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Sarah,
And I'm Carter.
and this is Some of Our Thoughts.
We're two Southern sommeliers, and we want to share everything we love and know about wine. We started hanging out during quarantine and cooking and drinking and listening to music, and we just thought this would be a great way to bring everything we know to you guys.
We will make wine knowledge and food pairings easy and approachable. So put on your favorite vinyl, grab your favorite glass of wine, tune into our show, and let's have some fun.
Wine and
vinyl.
So check us out on roguemedianetwork.com or wherever you get your favorite podcast. We'll be talking about a lot.
Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach,
And I'm Mike.
and we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros, Foes, Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Welcome to One Star Rewind, a new podcast about those dreaded one-star reviews that every business owner hates to receive, but yet every customer loves to read. During this podcast, we will peel back that one-star review to better understand how it happened, when it happened, and what the business owner is doing after receiving that one-star review. This podcast will be about love, hate, and laughter. On One Star Rewind, we will meet with real business owners who will tell their stories and how they do rely on reviews for their business. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download us at roguemedianetwork.com. Please subscribe, but only rate and review for not a one-star review. Join us each time for a new review and a new story.
And I'm back with Royce Montgomery, and we've been talking about your career that you had in Branson, and I mentioned one of the shows that you did was at the Charlie Pride Theater. What a great talent!
Oh, he was good. You know,
he was,
very
and
good.
and so tell you got a story to tell about that.
Well, the funny thing about it, when I went to Branson, Missouri, everybody assumed that I was Charlie Pride's son. And I would go to Dick's Five and Dime, which you buy all type of products and stuff there. And I said, no, I'm not Charlie's son. But I really like his music. Oh, sure, you're his son. So I went to a restaurant one time. They said, hey, the dinner's on me. He said, tell your dad. I said, hello. I said, who? They said, Charlie. I said, he's not my dad. So I went back to the restaurant. It was McClintock's, real fancy restaurant,
yeah.
So when I went there and I looked at my bill, and so I said, they said, well, tell your dad hello. I said, I sure will. I said, yeah, this bill. Oh, yeah, that's my dad now.
Definitely. I'm his adopted
I'll tell
son.
dad hello.
Tell
Yeah.
dad hello. And bring it back next
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Oh, man, that's funny. Well, Of course, you've just had such a marvelous career and met so many people. And as you were telling me earlier, it was not something you even saw on the radar for yourself.
I just couldn't figure how it was going to be done. People said in Waco, you can't get discovered. You can't do anything. So I would go to Dallas, various places, and I got a chance to get on stage with Patti LaBelle, and that was one of the highlights. I enjoyed
really?
that. Yeah. I got maybe about 30 seconds, but hey, it's better than nothing.
Well, tell me about that.
Well, we were at the amphitheater in Dallas. And so what happened, there's a part of her show where she invites 10 guys to come on the show and just come on stage. So I'm like at the last seat way at the top. and I said, I'm going down there. And they said, no, those are $200 ticket seats down there. You know where you're going? I said, yes, I'm going. And I could hear, I could do all things through Christ who strengthened me. I got to get on stage with Patti LaBelle. So I went down. I made my way down the first flight, second flight, went all the way down to the stage. That's where they had the tables and everything. So the guy at the front of the door, he said, you don't have a ticket to get in? I said, man, I got to get on that stage. And thank God for this pretty girl that passed by. I said, you talk to her and let me get on through. So he let me slide on through and he started talking to her. I said, praise the Lord. So now I'm at the gate. I'm right there at the front of the stage, and she called the 8th guy. 9th guy. She said, you. I said, me? Yeah, get on stage. I'm like, so I'm up close and I'm on stage, and I'm like, oh, so I said, say something. So all I could do was, oh. I did it with the music. They was like, yeah. And so my wife said, the people that were sitting with her said, that's your husband. He made it. So when I came back up, when I got up there, she's wondering what all the clapping was about. They was like, he made it. Way at the top. So that was exciting. Now I got a chance to meet her again. And her perfume came out in Dallas and went to the mall. So I said, I'm the one who got on stage. She said, yeah, they all started clapping. She remembered me. And I showed her pictures when I was in Branson, showed her mom. She said, who's this beautiful lady? And I said, it's my mom. So we got to talking. Everybody said, you know Patty? I said, I do now, because we talked like 10 minutes. Her brother was like, we got to get everybody else through. Got to sell your perfume, because we just got locked in talking. Yeah.
Move things along.
But it was cool. It was exciting.
Yeah. Well, your precious mother, though, she can bring the house down.
Oh, she can. She was in Branson one time. I'll tell this real quick. On Charlie Pride's stage, there's a little button that you push that lets you go under the stage, into the top stage, and then you go ahead and you go like instead of an escalator, you go straight down.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the show is over, hit the button and you go bye-bye, and you don't see them no more. They sink into the ground, into the basement. Well, what happened, Mama started doing
trap door.
So Mama started doing I Fly Away. So the band's up, playing everything, and Mama gets the spirit, and she gets to dancing around with these high heel shoes on. She's about that close from the button, and everybody says, Lord, don't let her hit the button. She dancing, and she said, Emma, she's just dancing, and then we was over with. Bro, first said, Emma made it. Emma, if you come that close to that button, you'd have sunk. Said you wouldn't have flew away. You'd have went down. Everybody bust out laughing. It was so funny. She said, well, God kept me, and everybody stood up, gave her an ovation. It was good.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you were telling me earlier about her rehearsal, that she'd come into rehearsal, and she's how old can you?
She's 80.
Is she 80? Well,
80 years old.
She is doing very well for 80, but she was feeling a little bit.
Oh, she wasn't feeling good at all. She came in with a cane. She had fallen, and once we did the gospel music, her song, it's like she popped up. She got in it. She got to start singing, and everybody's got to rocking and clapping hand. And Jim Chase, that's his first time, so he got his guitar. He started playing, and I was like, well, it's like we were having church. Yeah. He said, who is that? I said, my mom. He said, no. I said, yeah. He said, man, she got the spirit.
Yeah.
So he calls her mama now.
She's mama. Well, she's mama to just about everybody who knows her. But this is a family show for you.
Oh, yes,
you've
most
got talented children and
I have my middle daughter, which is Brittany Allen. She's going to be singing. Yeah. And then we have Latoria Borgia-Jean. She's going to be singing as well. And matter of fact, she'll be down here Sunday to rehearse with us, to kind of go over and fine tune everything.
Right.
But we have Sean Anderson. You heard him play it on keyboard. He's great. And we have JC Cleveland on the bass. And so we just have a great group of musicians. Rashard, of course, Rashard on the horn. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we're excited about it, because a lot of times we'll rehearse something and we'll get there and I'll say, hey, y'all, let's throw this one in. They'll be like, that's not on the list. I said, throw it in. And it works out well. So it's kind of strange the way we work. But hey, God always puts it together. And the whole idea is want to bring people together, put aside our differences for that one day. Right. Come on and just have some fun.
have fun and be entertained
Yes.
and blessed.
That's right.
It's just a little
yes.
bit of everything. Of course, Lee Lockwood Museum, they're on Waco Drive. Very easy parking lot, easy to get in. I mean, it's a wonderful venue for you.
And it's lit
but
up. That's what I like. It's lit up on the outside, so you don't have to worry
there's
about
great
anything.
Lighting. It's not a huge theater though, and
About
you sell out.
350 maybe.
Right,
350?
and so folks need to go ahead. And again, how can they get tickets?
They can go to the Lee Lockwood Library Museum, and also they can go to Eventbrite,
Eventbrite,
and they can get the tickets there. But like I said, they're going pretty fast, and so you don't want to miss this show. People calling now. I've had some tickets that we had discounted. We sold 72 tickets in 2 days.
Yeah.
I sold them to the seniors, and so over to Dewey, and they all started calling, "Hey, we're having to watch your show, so we're gonna get some tickets." So I thank God that we got a good send off,
Sure.
So we're hoping that we will pack the whole theater. Our goal is to pack the balcony as well as the floor seats.
Yeah.
And if we do that, I think we'll all come together. It's for a good cause.
Yeah.
It's their annual fundraiser, and I feel honored that they chose me. Man, they could have chose anybody, but I just thank God they gave me the opportunity.
Well, you can put together an entertaining show, and they know that at Lee Lockwood. Again, it's Lee Lockwood Presents Royce Montgomery in concert, November 12th, 7:00. But if you want to get your VIP ticket, you can have a wonderful dinner and enjoy meeting the cast. Earlier in the 5:30. In the
Yeah,
evening.
5:30, and we'll start serving by 5:45. Good thing about it is that the house will not open, and the theater part won't open for the public that's not VIP until all VIP people have been seated.
Okay.
And so that's going to be the first 4 rows,
So
I think,
it's not
all the way
reserved
across.
seating. in
No, it's
other
not
words,
reserved.
except for your VIP.
Just the VIP. So what happens, where the library part's at? So we'll have the celebration in there. They'll be escorted from that room into the theater, and then we'll open up the main doors. And so that way you can kind of choose if you want to sit here, there, whatever. You kind of get an option without having to just take what's left.
Right.
And balcony seats are great too. That theater's good.
Oh,
Either way you go,
and
it's
they're only $12.
$12.
So, I mean, it's a great entertainment buy for folks.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Royce, I like to end these visits with a little questionnaire. It's similar to
Okay.
the one the late great James Lipton used on Inside the Actor's Studio, and this is my
Ooh.
take on it. What is your favorite word?
love.
Yep.
Love.
Yep. What is your least favorite word?
Hate.
There you go. There you go. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Just being able to take something that someone else thinks is nothing and show that it can be polished up and that it can be brought to its highest level.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to take antiques, polish them up, fix them up. I love cars.
I know you love
And I
cars.
buy cars that people feel
That
like,
may
oh, that's
be where
nothing.
I first met you.
Your brother.
I think so.
Your brother.
My
Yes.
late brother Ed.
Oh, that was my friend. He and his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is how we first. You were detailing cars.
And you remember your mom? She had a Lincoln, and mom had a Lincoln at the same time, and they were really particular about their Lincolns.
Oh, yeah.
Her mom and mine. And so I said, I'd sure like to detail that. So she said, I'm real particular about my car. So when I did, he said, you did a good job. And so your brother said, Mom liked the way you did it. So I was like, all right.
You got kudos for your job on that Lincoln.
She loved that Lincoln.
That's great. Well, now it comes back to me how we first met. What turns you off creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Well, whenever I'm saying, okay, and I told my wife, I said, I think a long time ago I might have been ADHD because in school I could never, never just focus. But my principal, Mr. Habron, said to my mom, your son Royce is going to be an entertainer or a preacher. And guess what? I became both. It's because Royce, he does his work. He just wants to make everybody laugh. He wants to make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah.
And my thing is, when I see people that put other people down, and they don't even have a reason, just doing it just because somebody else said, that bothers me. Or if they say, well, if you and I said, okay, Ann and Royce, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make this work. This is an old building, but we're going to fix it up. And somebody said, oh, that can't be done. We tried it before. That bothers me because it shows that they don't have any hope in their life. They don't have any faith in their life. And that just really bothers me, And then when I try to win them to say, well, it can be done, then I feel like now I got to prove to them it's got to be done. So then when I prove and they say, I never knew that. I said, that's what I was trying to tell you. It could be done.
But you rely on a higher power to get things.
Oh, most definitely. Yes, I trust in God with everything I have.
Well, what sound do you love the most? That might be kind of a funny question.
What sound? Well, when I'm listening to music, I like the treble. I like a lot of treble. A lot of people like a lot of bass, but I like a lot of treble because a lot of people don't know I don't hear in my right ear. And that's why if you notice, I turn a lot to the left.
I did not
And
know
my
that.
uncle, he figured it out. I said, you don't hear in your right ear. So he said, I notice, Royce, when you talk, you do this. And sometimes you get confused in what people saying because two people talk at the same time. It kind of makes it messed up.
Right.
So my ear likes to hear a lot of treble because it's already hearing too much bass. I could be sleeping. I can hear something at the window or whatever, your bird or whatever. How'd you hear that? So I'm hearing stuff that other people don't hear. So now I see how Stevie Wonder feels with his eyes. I'm hearing stuff that other people won't even hear. And so when God takes one thing away, he gives you something else.
Yeah, he does. What is your least favorite sound?
Least favorite. Lorraine's going to get mad. Snoring. To death do us part, baby.
You're telling stories now. Well, what other profession would you like to have tried?
Well, I always loved driving, and my dad was a truck driver.
Really?
And then I wanted military. I wanted to go to military because of my ear. I couldn't go. So I wanted to do truck driving, over the road driving. Really? And because I love just driving and putting on a CD or back then a 8-track or either a cassette, and just listening and driving and just seeing the country, just seeing God's creation, the trees, the various things that you see, the grass, the birds, even the roadkill, whatever, just seeing whatever. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, what job do you know you would not want to do?
I don't think I ever want to lay in cement anymore. I took a job at 15 years old, being a cement layer.
Oh, really?
And it was kind of hot out there. And matter of fact, the bank over there off of Bosque, we laid the cement for that one construction back in the 80s or whatever. But it was just, I was bored because the sun would be out and all of a sudden it'd be raining. Then we had to sit there and wait and do nothing.
Right.
And then we'd have to go back. I like to kind of keep a steady pace.
Yeah.
And you never know when you're going to work. At that time, I'm thinking back in the 80s when I was a teenager. Now, it may have been different when I was grown and had to make a living, but that got boring for me.
Yeah.
I like the money, though, every week. But it was just that,
work.
it just...
you're always grateful that there's somebody who wants to do that.
Yeah, but I just didn't have the patience. I was wanting to hurry up and go home. And of course, I was 15, though, so...
Okay, well, finally, speaking of going home, what do you want to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Well done. You've used every tool I've given you, regardless of who said you shouldn't. You did it the way I told you to do it.
Wow. You have done things well. Royce, I appreciate so much your
appreciate
time
you
being
as
with
well.
us here on Central Texas Life. Again, your show is November 12th.
That's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday
In
evening
Waco.
In Waco at Lee Lockwood Library and Museum. Thanks again, Royce.
Thank you, Ann.
And thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder is part of the Rogue Media family. Be sure to check out our other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate this show 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.